Question remains, can they get wins away and can they start to become contenders for the finals? Now the Mariners, meanwhile, at home, they come in hot. Just one loss in their last 7. An F3 derby win over Newcastle last weekend, and they are unbeaten at home all season. They are scoring goals at will. They have the second most in the league, and their striker, Annalise Rasmussen, is on fire. She is leading the Golden Boot race with 8 goals so far. Here's how the Central Coast Mariners will line up coming off that 2-1 win in the F3 derby. Coco DeCipio went down last week with an ACL injury. Matilda's midfielder Izzy Gomez is back in after a suspension. She served last week. And Janaea Dos Santos comes back into the starting lineup. It's her 5th match in Mariners uniform. Tiana Fuller unfortunately misses the spot on the bench for some tactical changes. So Izzy Gomez, the Matilda, 2 goals, 5 assists this season, a big impact player, comes back in. She was sorely missed last week, but also a physical player. That's what saw her suspended for those 5 yellow cards. Can't wait to see what she does against Perth today. Perth Glory are coming off a 3-1 win over the Western Sydney Wanderers. Their top scorer, Rolla Badawir, comes back into frame to return from injury against her former team. 3 goals so far this season. She starts on the bench as Clancy Westaway is into the starting lineup, and Georgia Cassidy is out. She had a hamstring injury last week, didn't play the second half, a big loss in their central midfield. 25-year-old goalkeeper Teresa Morrissey has 3 clean sheets and has been a big part of Perth's success this season, playing against her former team today. In fact, last time she saw the Mariners, she would have been wearing yellow and holding the championship trophy. Central Coast coach Corey Babington spoke this week about how Perth like to play down the right side through Grace Johnson. He told me he wants to ensure they have a strong left side, and he's made a change to do so, dropping Peter Trimmis back from the front line into that left side defensively. Central midfield defence area, Trimmis is going to be playing in. Big thanks to our referee, Anne-Marie Kiley. She's assisted by Maggie Price today. Our second assistant referee is Alexis Turner, and 4th official is Michaela Ryan. Perth coach Stephen Peters at the helm of Perth Glory for his 2nd season. He said, "We're not going to rest at winning 4 games out of 5. They really want to continue winning matches, and especially away. They need to show that they can play finals football, and that means beating teams on the other side of the nation." So this is the first time these 2 teams have met in this season. Last time they met last season, it produced 6 goals and a 3-3 draw. Now Perth have not beaten the Mariners since the end of 2023. Tonight is an opportunity to flip the script. Mariners, defending champions. They've turned their season on after a slow start. They have just the 1 loss in their last 7 games. F3 derby win over Newcastle, unbeaten at home. And they've sailed through the chaos in recent weeks. Ladder on the line. Football doesn't get much better than this. And we're off. The Ninja A-League kicks into gear for round 13 at Polytech Stadium. Mariners take on Perth Glory, 3rd versus 6th on a damp pitch, but hot talent on the field. Kate Allman here alongside Teresa Polias in commentary. T, hot matchup. What are you looking forward to?
Thanks, Kate. What a matchup we've got today. First of all, credit to the grounds people up on the coast for actually getting this field in great order for the game today. It is a huge game in terms of positions on the ladder. You've got Perth in 6th place. They could actually jump the Mariners if they win today, and the Mariners could go top with a win. So a lot on the line in today's game. I hope it's a fiery one and an entertaining one.
Well, Mariners going forward first. Fiery player is Avani Prakash. I have loved watching her play in recent weeks. She gets the start today. She's previously come off the bench, but has been a real impact player, a distributor and a workhorse in the midfield.
Yeah, she's a great young player, and she's had a bit of time in and out of the squad, but great to see her on the pitch of late. She certainly brings a creative element out there, and being, you know, the diminutive player she is, she brings out a lot of physicality as well. So, yeah, best not to underrate her at all.
So it's Perth in their white colours today, playing up their left side. Look for Grace Johnson on the right to be a key playmaker, sending it out of the back. Their defence has been pretty strong. Teresa Morrissey obviously at the back. Here they go forward. Mariners are first to it. And it's Annalie Grove in goals for the Mariners. Came in as starting keeper when Sarah Langman tore her ACL. The Mariners have 3 ACLs out, by the way. Langman, Cannon Clough, and last week Coco DeCipio. Here's Prakash again. And loses that challenge. Westaway winning the free kick.
Yeah, not too much in this challenge. Maybe perhaps the arms are up there for Prakash, but you can see a chunk of her jersey was pulled as well, but the ref deems her to have fouled first in that situation.
So Rasmussen putting high pressure on. This is something Corey Babington mentioned this week he might like to do. He's got a lot of pace in his team and wants to use it. Dalton. Nice little 1-2 to get some space in the midfield through Westaway. Nearly runs into the referee. Behind the back doesn't work out. And now Trimmis can go forward. Peter Trimmis, one of the youngsters in the competition. So much excitement around that young player. Moves like that she often scores from.
She does, and we see this time and time again in those quick transitions with Trimmis on the right. Not the cross she wanted, a bit too close to the goalkeeper there, but positive signs to start the match.
As Annabelle Martin loses her footing, prevents the attack down the left side. Perth go back around the back, and there is Grace Johnson setting things up on the right. Bauman getting involved and preventing that. They get out through Dalton. Now McKenna. On the left side through to Sardo. Julia Sardo looks for an option, chips one into the penalty area, and it's headed away. Dalton again from distance. Well, Dalton has a ping. It's straight to the keeper's gloves. But aggression early from both teams. Long ball out, backs to Thew. Finds the foot of Sardo, who can send it backwards. And there's a chase on. Martin is legged. I think she'll get the free. She will. Well,
this was really well worked from the Glory in that front third, and Dalton gets a shot away, not enough to trouble Grove, and there's that foul in the back of Annabelle Martin there.
So Annalie Grove starts things off again. Now, with the pitch under these wet conditions, they've had the men's game earlier, and obviously it was almost flooded yesterday, drained really well, but the surface is still a little slick, potentially a little slow on the ground. How do things affect the ball tee?
Yeah, well, I think that's why the warm-up would have been extra important in today's conditions, making sure you know the patches where it might slow up a bit or hold up. Really important.
Here comes Trimmis for the Mariners, beats two, has a shot on, instead goes through the middle. I think that was a pass. Certainly not enough on it. Looks dangerous and was looking to connect with Dos Santos. But just mistimed it. Nevertheless, Dos Santos wants to win it back. Here's Gomez. Prakash, clever little touch outside to Dos Santos, who can fling it inside. Can't curl it around to Rasmussen.
Well, here's that lovely bit of play from the Mariners. You had Gomez cutting in, and you would have thought she was going to take the shot there, but she tried to put a little ball in behind for Dos Santos there. Didn't hold up that time, but some neat play around the box there from the Mariners.
My apologies to Trimis. It was Gomez with the run that set it up. Here's Peter Trimis. Those two young players. There's so many young players in the attack for the Mariners that can be so dangerous. And now with Gomez back, Dos Santos, Trimis, and Avani Prakash alongside Rasmussen, the golden boot. And here's Gomez. Gomez takes a run. Couldn't really decide what she was going to do there. Shaking her head, not happy with it.
Perhaps the slickness of the pitch here did her no favours, but did well to cut in front of Dalton there, and just that heavy touch at the end. Perhaps in two minds whether to play it out to the left there, but you've rattled off some names there, Kate, and they're so creative in and around those areas on the edge of the box.
Here's Trimis, tried the one touch around Sato, couldn't get there, but will earn the first corner of the match. A lot of these players as well have played in the Young Matildas. Of course, Corey Babington, having been an assistant coach with the Young Matildas for so long, has a great relationship with a lot of them and sees the potential. So Trimis with the first corner kick for the Mariners to go up. Chaos ball, still in danger, but it's chipped away. The Mariners still have possession. Trimis. Got to beat one, can't get around. So Gomez is there to help out. Gets back to Krasula. Back into the blender. Trimis collected by a defender. I think it's Sardo. Those two, I think, in fact, Gomez. Here's the earlier chance from the corner.
Yeah, Trimis drove that ball in nice and flat into the dangerous area there. Perth did well to deal with it. It's going to be a busy day, looks like, for Sardo on Perth's left side.
Here's Emma Tovar, who's been busy in recent weeks. She was outstanding last week, scored the first goal against the Wanderers. Her first in Perth Glory colours. Perth trying to get out of their defensive half. Tovar, beaten by Krasula. Received a great rap this week, Krasula, by Corey Babington. She is a workhorse, gets more touches than almost any other player, and has played every game except, every minute except for about 10. There's Krasula. Gomez tips it back. Now Baxter Thew. Looked inside for Gomez. In fact, Trimis, those two with the same hair. Avani Prakash sends one forward for Rasmussen, the leading golden boot scorer. Can she get another? Not like that. Well, you don't often find yourself in a one-on-one in that situation. Beat the keeper and not be able to score. Fonsong Cam is going to go the other side for Perth Glory. A counter-attack. The purple meter eater that Fonsong Cam is wins a corner all the way on the other side of the field.
Well, you've got to see the beautifully threaded ball that Prakash put in for Rasmussen. Now, Rasmussen normally fantastic in one-on-one situation. She got the ball back, and just that cutback goes behind Dos Santos there. You could tell exactly what she was trying to do, but didn't come off for the Mariners.
It's a big opportunity missed for the Mariners to take the lead early. Here's the kick in. Not well executed by Perth Glory. Avani Prakash can hold the ball now. She manages to keep possession through two tackles. Now this 18-year-old T, how impressive has she been so far this season?
She's a brilliant player, as you can see. The body feints, her ability to ward off multiple defenders, use her footwork to create chances. We just saw a wonderful chance created for Rasmussen there. So a really important player for the Mariners, and so young.
So
great
young.
to see.
Sort of floats with the ball through traffic. Here comes Bauman through traffic. Fonson-Cam on her tail, has to be quick, gets it outside. Dos Santos is there. Step over, Dos Santos tries to go straight through the defender, West away. And Perth Glory get out of a jam. Some instructions being shouted from the sideline. I mentioned how Greta Crazola has been such a workhorse for the Mariners. Corey Babington gave her high praise as I chatted with him this week. There's Johnson. Mariners with 5 touches in the opposition box so far to Perth's none.
Here's the tussle between Dos Santos and Johnston there. Perth struggling at the minute to get out of their half. It's been all the Mariners at this point. A little bit static at times on the ball. Perth Glory, and makes it very hard for the player on the ball to find someone and transition forward.
Tremis transitioning forward now for the Mariners. Martin's come up to help out. Prakash can't get it to her. They're really losing possession in the midfield, Perth. Need to find a way through. So Annabelle Martin to throw it in. Gets a purple shirt first. Prakash falls to the ground. She gets a free. Leaves it behind for Crazola. Here's Janaea Dos Santos. Threads one forward for a teammate. Bauman can cross inside in front of the goal. You don't get many better opportunities. Annalise Rasmussen bottles it over the top.
Well, there's a great overlapping run from Bauman there. And Rasmussen, good ability to get into that dangerous position. She flicks it over Morrissey there, but it goes over the crossbar there from point blank position. Good goalkeeping there.
Well, certainly had to try and angle or get it over her head. Just went a little too high over the crossbar. But this is a player who's hungry for goals. We know she can score 8 goals on the season, Rasmussen. And being fed by some of the best in the league, including Matilda Izzy Gomez. Johnson with the throw in. Still trying to find Bronte True along the sideline. True battles with Crazola. Crazola comes up with it. Now King under pressure. Their captain gives it away cheaply. Tovar has it within shooting distance. Gets the shot away, but there's a Mariners player right there. That's great defense after the easy giveaway. They get another chance here though, Perth. Cross to nobody. It's booted out of bounds by Martin. Such a backbone of the team, Martin. Important kick there. Here's the throw in by Johnson. Gomez has the first head to it. They'll have a repeat.
Well, this is better from Perth. They're in an area they want to be in now. They need to move that ball nice and quickly.
Perth get it back once more. The shot comes from distance, so Donahue calculated her range and said that's within it, just went a little too high.
Yeah, great play here. It's Westaway, she's getting balls into good areas, finding her players that are central who are able to shoot, just like O'Donoghue did there. Not the shot, obviously, she wanted, but much better signs here from Perth.
Perth steal it back once more. Bronte True, a little too easy there. Now Gomez, plenty of turnovers. Rasmussen can run onto it. Galloping through the open field. Rasmussen, clever touch. Rasmussen has a chance. Well, too many opportunities given away there by the defence. Somehow they get it back, Perth Glory. Now there's a battle that seemed not well within the rules by Westaway. Gives away the free kick.
Well, Rasmussen, she's hungry for goals. She's hungry to get forward. You could see her vision glancing left and right there and managed to whip a shot, but well blocked by Perth.
They got almost every player back to surround her, but no one went to the ball until very late. Here's Thew. Martin looks for a cross. Crosses. Double fisted away by the goalkeeper. That's great by Teresa Morrissey. Now O'Donoghue. Straight to the Mariners though. A lot of easy turnovers being gifted so far by both teams. Prakash goes to ground again and wins a free kick in a tangle with Dalton. Nice ball out to the left wing, but it's interrupted by Grace Johnston. That's what Corey Babington was worried about. They can transition, Perth Glory. And the transition is stopped by Gomez. But Bronte True was looking to go to goal, if not for Gomez.
Yeah, the Mariners doing well once again to scramble back and recover possession or interrupt the Glory transition there.
Grace Johnston with the throw-in, receives back. Westaway gives it away by the pressure of the Mariners. Now threads one around, trying to find Rasmussen on the run. Oh, Rasmussen! What can't she do? Dalton has to hammer it into the sideline to prevent the run of Rasmussen.
There's the tussle between her and Dalton, and Dalton managed to clear it out there.
Janae Dos Santos earns possession for her team. Another throw in. Bauman finds Dos Santos. Crossing ball to Martin. Martin had a look at goal. Goes backwards to go forwards. Trimis on the right. This is her favourite position. Beats one. Trimis inside the box. Trimis from distance. Wow.
Well, how about this from Trimis? She beats one, and we've seen her score a couple stunners lately. She goes for it again, and why not? She's able to do it. I think a few of her teammates were asking for the cross there, but if there's a player that can score from that angle, it's Peter Trimis, and she went for it. Slightly wide, but she's switched on today.
Well, she was the best player on the park last week, had a goal, an assist, created 5 chances, also had 3 goals on the season. And last week, that was a beautiful goal with the footwork and the kind of finish you dream about. Certainly, she's scored from that spot before. Another young Matilda as well, Trimis, 19 years old. They go down the left side again, the Mariners. Dos Santos tries to step over against Grace Johnston. And they'll get the throw in. No, it will be given to Perth Glory. A little shove in the back allows Crisula to take possession, but I think O'Donoghue wins that free against Taryn King.
Taryn King just making her presence well known there, and 2 hands in the back, it's always a free kick.
O'Donoghue now putting high pressure on the Mariners' defensive line. Annalie Grove has to come out to help out. Martin. Baxter Thew skies it, looking for distance, can't get it. Almost a clever step over there by Fonson Cam, but she gives it back to Martin. Well, they're going to have a conversation here with referee Anne-Marie Keeley.
Well, there was a bit of afters there, and I think Martin's arguing that Fonson Cam continued a bit of a battle when the ball was gone there, and perhaps that is the case, but no one's been reprimanded in this situation.
Well, there's another clash right there. That's the sort of move you'd never have pulled teat. But Martin and Fonson Cam, it's getting heated. We will continue to watch that contest. It's a matchup you'd love to watch all day. So we see the Mariners go aggressive again. Sorry, T.
No, it's certainly a great battle, and it just goes to show what's on the line in today's match. So plenty of passion out there.
Opportunity here for the Mariners to score through Dos Santos. Well, she was gifted the ball at the top of the box with no one around her, and I think she's overthought it because there was certainly not enough pace on it to trouble Teresa Morrissey.
Well, here it was Trimis that came in and won the ball, and yeah, like you said, landed beautifully for Dos Santos, and perhaps in 2 minds there whether to take the shot or not, and just not enough power to beat Morrissey there.
2 shots on target for the Mariners to Perth's 1. They've had a couple of crossing opportunities through. Rasmussen nearly getting on target. All the momentum with the Mariners right now. They go back out to Dos Santos. She goes out to Bauman. Bauman is going to win the corner here, and you can see the water spray up at the back of the field there. This end seems to be a little wetter than the other.
Well, we've seen this play before. It's the Bauman overlapping. Dos Santos plays her in, and the cross was blocked in this case. She's won her team a corner, but great work from Bauman. Great engine on her to get up and down the pitch.
They go the short ball on the ground. It's chipped over the top into a dangerous spot. It falls to Crisula, who can't get a shot away. And a cry from the Mariners bench for that tackle on Bauman.
There's the cross in. Morrissey deals with it. Sardo blocks Crisula's shot, and then here's the foul. Yeah, True's collected Bauman there.
So all the momentum with the Mariners currently. And Bauman finds herself in an acre of space to chest that down and take ground. She goes to Prakash. And Prakash is legged this time. Well, Westaway has given away a free kick in a really dangerous position.
Well, how intelligent is this from Prakash? She positions her body between the ball and the defender, draws the foul in a dangerous area. That is extremely smart play there from Prakash. This is why she is out there at 18 years young, dictating the play.
Unbelievable performance by the 18-year-old in recent weeks, and she's just backing it up again today. Here we see a 19-year-old Peter Trimmis lining up, and this is well within her reach to go for goal here. Direct shot. She certainly has the power. Trimmis goes for it, and Morrissey is good. Well, wow, how about the confidence on the youngster to just go for goal there. Not a bad shot, had the power, not placed as well as it could have been.
Well, she's certainly oozing confidence, Peter Trimmis, and why not go for it? But Morrissey knows exactly what's coming. And
speaking of coming, here comes the Perth attack through Bronte True. Bauman does really well to force it over the byline. Be a goal kick, great defence.
Well, a save on one end, a goal kick now on the other. The game's opening up now, Kate. Perth are working their way into this game now. It's the Mariners who have had the better chances, but Perth are holding on.
It's about how each team is going to perform in transition at either way. Can they attack? Can they defend in transition? Johnston gets back. Pressure coming from Dos Santos, forces an error, uncharacteristic from Johnston. Here's Bauman to throw into the advantage of Janaea Dos Santos. Johnston gets a toe to it. Now Tovar can send it out to Fonson-Cam. She weaves inside. Finds Tovar, who's immediately under pressure by two Mariners. Gomez says, come to me. No, I'll go myself. Here's Dos Santos. Gomez again. Finds the through ball to Martin. Martin goes outside. Trimmis has to beat one. Trimmis goes around the defender and finds the gloves of Morrissey once more.
Yeah, missed opportunity here for the Mariners. They had numbers in the box there. The shot was blocked, so perhaps Trimmis could have worked a bit of a cross in there and found one of her players that had worked their way into the box.
Both teams trying to win this midfield battle as Dalton goes all the way back. This is a massive match, of course, in terms of ladder positioning for both teams. If the Mariners win today, they can go right up to the top of the ladder. That is how close things are at the top. And for Perth, they will go leapfrogging over the Mariners into second place.
It is huge, and neither team will want to miss that opportunity to get ahead like that. It's, as they say, a kind of six-pointer really today for both teams. So plenty of energy out there, I'm sure we're going to see all throughout the match.
Mariners give possession back to Perth Glory. O'Donoghue forced to retreat through Johnston. McKenna under pressure. Uses her pace. Well worked. Runs straight into Crisula though. So Perth trying to find a way out of their defensive half. The only way through seems to be a big ball over the top. That's what they've done. Martin deals with it. Here's Julia Sardo with the throw in. O'Donoghue, oh, too hot on the touch. So Annabelle Martin surveys the scene. Her third year on the coast. Such an important piece of their defence. Here's Crisula. Finds a gap, but finds a Perth shirt. Zog. Chip over the top. Headed backwards by King. Under pressure, the Mariners have to get rid of it. They do. But Westaway finds it at her feet. Crisula. Messy game at the moment. Here's Tovar. Steers away from Gomez. Finds Dalton on the outside. They can go on the right. Dalton picks it up at pace. Johnston turns to find her teammate, and those two not on the same page. Bronte True stopped her run at the exact wrong moment.
Yeah, disappointing end to that play from Perth. They did so well to work the ball up. They were patient. The passes hit feet, and disappointing that play. Both players weren't on the same page there.
So the Mariners will build up again from the back. Oh, but True wanted it more. True. A second attempt. Goes inside. Fonsong Cam is there to wait for the volley. Susan Fonsong Cam. She breaks the deadlock, and Perth score first.
Well, the Mariners just far too slow with their play at the back. They've had a few warning signs. Perth really pressing them in that front third, and it doesn't matter how many chances you haven't had. They've got that one chance, and Fonsong Cam made no mistake of it. What a finish on the volley there from Susan Fonsong Cam. You got to watch that one back. Amazing technique there to keep the ball down and direct it into the net there.
It hung in the air for an eternity, but Fonsong Cam knew exactly how to strike it, put it away with ease. That's an impressive player and an impressive finish to put Perth ahead despite them being on the back foot for most of this game so far. What a turn of events.
Well, isn't football a funny game, Kate? Just like that, they're now on top, and this will give them a massive confidence boost now.
The Mariners have had their chances. Gomez sets up Bauman here. They are hungry to go back, and there's a certain push there. Westaway getting the elbow out.
Yeah, she's come in from the side there and led with the elbows, and you just can't do that. So that'll be a foul every day of the week there.
So again, they bring out Peter Trimmis with the powerful right boot. Anything from here is within her range. 10 minutes left in the first half. Love to answer. Back with a goal. She curls it over. It's tipped by the goalkeeper, but not out of danger. Trimis receives it back up, but she gives it away to Tovar. And now Fonson Cam. O'Donoghue has the wheels to keep up. She goes ahead. O'Donoghue being chased by Martin. And Fonson Cam has to go back inside. O'Donoghue. Long distance strike, and that's going to sail over the crossbar into Brisbane waters almost.
Well, it's better here from Perth. There's the ball in from Trimis, and Morrissey. She's had an outstanding first half. Punches the ball away, and Perth once again on the attack down the other end. Not the end result they want, but much better. And you can see that confidence boost that they've had since they scored.
All of a sudden, the energy just been injected into this game by Susan Fonson Cam. And that cracking goal. Here's Bauman chasing down the left wing. Perth have to take evasive measures.
Perth, one touch in the opposition's box and one goal. And at the end of the day, no matter what stats you have, if you take your chance, you can win a game.
So Rasmussen has had a couple of chances. Will she get another this half? Martin might get one here. Martin's still going. She wants it. And that has come off Martin last. Sometimes it is just about who wants the ball more, and certainly there's been an injection of life, but I feel that Perth caught the Mariners on the back burner as we see this replayed.
Well, this would have been the Mariners' 12th touch in the opposition box and no goal for it. So Perth, credit to them. They've scrambled well. Morrissey obviously doing really well to scuffle things back there as well.
There's Annabelle Martin, fresh off her attacking run. It's been some end-to-end football. Everyone's looking a little bit gassed as we see O'Donoghue working against two. Prakash comes to clean up. And it'll be a throw in to the Mariners.
It's quite overcrowded in that midfield area, so we are seeing a lot of turnovers in the middle of the pitch.
King looking to find the left wing, couldn't find it. Instead, True takes over for Glory. Zog finds Dalton, the captain, in the centre. McKenna, oh, nearly stolen by Rasmussen. Does well, strong by McKenna. She's going to try and find Fonson Cam. Oh, dangerous spot for the goalkeeper. She has to kick it out. Grove, great opportunity.
Yeah, good goalkeeping there from Annalie Grove. She was aware, proactive, came off her line and swept that ball out. Fonson Cam does have a bit of pace, so good job there to intercept before she got there.
Martin and Crazula steal it away from Fonson Cam. The Mariners still trying to find their star striker, Rasmussen. Gomez can take a run. Rasmussen's there. Oh, beautiful ball. Little too long. Rasmussen's got to keep it in. Got to beat one. Steps around Zog. Rasmussen, it's there on a platter if someone can get to it. But none of the Mariners can. Crazula. Now Gomez with a chip shot and straight to the gloves again of Teresa Morrissey.
It was great use of the body there from Dalton. Have a look at this defensive work. Rasmussen cuts the ball across and Dalton just uses her body to ensure that Prakash didn't nip in and put the ball away. Really good defending there.
Another great opportunity for the Mariners left unfinished. They go again with energy down the left. Bauman. Dos Santos. Dos Santos stepping around Johnston. It's getting really wet down that end of the pitch. A lot of players losing their footing in that corner. Look at that, final third entries. Central Coast Mariners with 30 and nothing on the scoreboard to show for it. 14 touches in the opposition box compared to Perth's 2. Perth have a 50% success rate getting inside the box. Morrissey under pressure from Prakash, has to boot it down into the middle. True wins it. Now she can use her pace on the right. True can turn the corner, has to slow it down. True over the top, looking for Fonsong Cam. Perth being patient with their attacks now. Tovar slides it backwards to the captain. Now McKenna. Tovar. And it's dealt with by the Mariners. Gomez picks it up in the midfield. Looked inside and stepped out. Has to beat Zog. She'll win her team possession, but she looks disappointed. She loves going on the counter-attack. That's her specialty, Isabel Gomez.
Certainly is, and it's good defending there from Zog. Her rest defense was good enough, and she was in a good enough position to be able to get across and delay Gomez.
Tremis behind the back pass to Bauman. Water spraying off the pitch here. Tremis, chip over the top, getting a little aggressive now. Gomez can't bundle it in. Grisula finds a gap. Well, they're just looking a little bit impatient, the Central Coast Mariners.
Perhaps a bit of frustration given they've been into the opposition's box 14 times. Nothing to show for it. Close to half-time. They're trailing by 1 as well, so they've got to be careful here that they don't let that frustration take over. They need to channel that energy into continuing the good work. And
big ball from Bauman, an opportunity to go up. Rasmussen couldn't get to it. Instead, Teresa Morrissey showcases her strength, not only double fisting it away, but running after it and clearing it.
And sprinting back. She's been great. What a half.
Bauman tries to go back again to Tremis. That sails over the sideline. They just want to go forward at all costs now, the Mariners. Tremis. Johnston, oh, it's stolen by Rasmussen. Now we can see her go to work. Rasmussen being held a little bit by Zog and calls for the free kick. She gets it. But gee, that's cheeky by Zog, going into the box, Rasmussen, and you know what she can do when she enters the box.
Well, it's dangerous as well. Rasmussen dispossesses Johnston. She uses her body against Zog, and you can just see that hand across, pulling that jersey, and Rasmussen making it known that she was fouled there. Very dangerous position here for the Mariners. Can they finally put it away?
1 minute of injury time, 1 minute to even things up before they go to the halftime sheds. Mariners at home defending their fortress. They have been undefeated here all season. Perth, meanwhile, trying to establish themselves as winners away from Perth. Can they travel across the country and beat other teams? So Rasmussen wins the free, and Rasmussen will take it. And Zog given a talking to as well by the referee. Rasmussen goes for goal. It's too low. Morrissey has it.
Well, there's the free kick in from Rasmussen, an awkward one. Almost bouncing and skimming on, but Morrissey deals really well with it.
Well, there it is. That's the whistle on what has been a frenetic first half at Polytech Stadium. Central Coast Mariners and Perth Glory delivering drama. It is the visitors who take the lead through an incredible volleyed goal by Susan Fonson-Cam after Central Coast Mariners had most of the possession, most of the attack, most of the momentum. It's Perth that score first. So at halftime here in Central Coast, it's Perth Glory 1, Central Coast 0. Here's a look at the best bits of the match. And as I said, team, most of the momentum was with the Mariners early.
Yeah, they had plenty of chances. As we said, 14 entries into Perth's box. So that's plenty of pressure for Perth to have dealt with. And the Mariners frustrated that they haven't been able to put the ball away. Rasmussen's had a few pretty good chances. Peter Trimmis, that's one of her great strikes as well. She's not afraid today to take the shot.
We've seen her score from that position. She's had a couple of chances. She's frustrated. These youngsters have so much potential. We've seen them usually converting in these situations. Janae Dos Santos there back into the lineup and unable to get on target. But you have to hand it to Teresa Morrissey. She's been outstanding between the sticks.
She's been great between the sticks for Perth, and I guess one of the main reasons that the Mariners haven't scored a goal. But how about this from Susan Fonson-Cam? That ball held up, and for her to be able to judge the ball in the air amongst defenders there is world class. Amazing finish for Perth Glory.
So here's a look at the stats, and we've mentioned them before. All of the stats in the Mariners column, most passes in the opposition half and final third entries and touches in the opposition box are really what stands out. Still, the scoreboard is what matters. Perth Glory are 1, Central Coast Mariners are 0 as we head into the second half.
Get ready to cheer, just like Libby supports the A-Leagues here on your team too. Whether you're planning a holiday or planning a new home, Libby could provide the assist you need to kick your free thinking goals. Libby, lines for free thinkers.
time here in Gosford. The Central Coast Mariners take on Perth Glory, and it is Perth Glory that are in the lead. Mariners having all the opportunities and no score to show for it. Rasmussen unable to get on goal and get another to her tally for 8 on the season. A lot of youngsters and a lot of fire in this Mariners team. They're so exciting. We can't wait to see what they do in the second half. But this week on Dub Zone, the panel discussed the future of the Ninja A-League in light of the recent PFA release on the state of the game. Here's Kat Haddad, Grace Gill and Teo Palizzeri.
Well, let's move off the field now, and the PFA have released Ready for Takeoff, which is essentially suggested improvements to the Ninja A-League going forward, with an eye to it being a full-time professional competition. Teo, can you walk us through some of the key elements of this?
Yeah, so there are 4 pillars, and you can read the report and the minutiae for yourself. Fit-for-purpose governance, effective fan engagement, a reformed football economy, and suitable match day infrastructure. Now, I am a quibbler in the margins, but this is not the place for it. I read the full document. I think a lot of it is building grace towards the league we are hoping to see in the future, and we're all pulling in the same direction to make it happen. But certainly, what you prioritise in the methodology to make it happen is probably the discussion that this sparks.
I think exactly that. And it's a bit of a roadmap to get there. So there's a lot of ambitious points in it. There's some that are really straightforward. One of them that has been in conversation for years now is the idea of going to a full-time professional league, which I personally am a big advocate for. I think what we've seen for a number of years now is players juggling, whether it be part-time work, full-time work, and then also trying to be ostensibly full-time athletes in not a full-time setup. Fully behind that support and what that looks like, and in the report, I've also read the 70 pages, Teo, there's a few ways in which to get there. And I think simultaneously it's really important to mark this point of the conversation to say that full-time professionalism for players also has to be reflected in the coaches and the support staff, because without those, we simply don't have a league.
You started in an era where it was break-even at best, if not pay to play.
Yes, that's right.
How much different does a full-time professional league look in terms of what the players get out of themselves? As you mentioned, coaches, physios, support staff, and just clubs, and also we talk about fan engagement. What does it look like for fans into the future?
Well, for players, in really practical terms, in the current state, it's having to pack a bag at the morning to go to training, to then turn around, wheel about to go to work or whatever that looks like, to then potentially go back to the training ground at the end of the day. And that's day in, day out. What it then looks like, conversely, is being able to dedicate your craft in any full-time professional capacity to being the best that you can be. So I think what we'd see is a real benefit of the product, the league, what that looks like for fans, for that engagement of fans, and how they absorb what these players do. Because if we want to keep producing players and the best Matildas possible, this needs to be a full-time professional league, and there is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. We saw it in the World Cup. We have it again. It's another take with the Women's Asian Cup, that we move to a full-time professional league after that.
Speaking of the World Cup, though, one thing that excites me is building a league that when the players who are pursuing trophies in North America, in Europe, maybe as they reach the tail end of their international careers, the league is one where they feel such a great connection that it's an easy decision to come back. Like, I'm certain that Sam Kerr has unfinished business in Perth. She lost grand finals playing for Perth. May have won one for Sydney, but I would think that she still has on the to-do list to tick off to win the A-League Women's with Perth Glory before it's all over. We want that to be an easy decision, the same way we want it to be an easy decision for Steph Catley to come back to either of the Melbourne teams. Who knows, maybe Victory. She won championships at both of them. We want to see the Matildas that go and do amazing things overseas to make it a hard decision to leave and an easy decision to come back.
That's the Dub Zone panel talking about this week's PFA report on the A-League Women's state of play. Plenty of challenges, obviously, but a lot of opportunities. It is a booming global industry, and there's an opportunity for Australia's Ninja A-League to get on top of it, T.
So much opportunity there, Kate. And look, we don't have hours to chat about this, but I love that it's a logical vision. It's ambitious. It's a roadmap, as they were talking about, and I think it is a long-term roadmap, but the opportunities and the benefits are endless.
Well, the benefits are clear, and we've seen it overseas in America and in England and Europe. Women's football is absolutely booming. We've got an Asian Cup coming up, and I think there's a real opportunity to platform off that as we take a look at Gosford Polytech Stadium is where we're at. Central Coast Mariners fans gearing up for a second half against Perth Glory. Now in the second half, they need to score because it is the Perth Glory that are the only ones on the scoreboard so far. Let's take a look at the goal. The only one that's been scored so far this game.
Well, Perth won it up top there. And a great cross in from True. And didn't that ball just prop up? It floated in the air, and Susan Fonsoncam had it all to do between 3 defenders. She was able to get the technique right and finish that in a volley. What a goal for Perth.
She had it levitating, and didn't she finish it well? Susan Fonsoncam, the difference maker so far in this game. Now, we mentioned the Asian Cup. That is going to be huge. I think we're all underestimating just how massive the event will be. We can look forward to it coming to Australia in March.
1, 2, 3, best believe I got something up my sleeve. I'm a queen and I'm coming for my throne. Should've known your days were numbered. It's my turn, watch and learn.
Oh, I say that's incredible!
With the Isuzu MU-X SUV, everyday life doesn't have to be every day. I know. Long and happy in the Isuzu MU-X. Say hello to the Ninja Slushie, the easy, convenient way to make frozen drinks at home. No ice means no watered down drinks. No blending means smooth, perfect texture. Just pour up, slush, and enjoy. 5 one-touch programs for any drink you want. Transform almost anything. Enjoy perfect results every time. You can make it with the Ninja Slushie.
Coasties, please welcome back to the field for the second half, your Central Coast Mariners!
Welcome back to Polytech Stadium, where the Central Coast Mariners are hosting Perth Glory. Third place plays 5th in a match that has massive implications for the ladder. Taryn King, the captain, needs to get her team back on point They've had a lot of opportunities through players like Peter Trimmis, but they've been unable to get onto the scoreboard yet. Annalie Grove in goals currently for the Mariners. Of course, she has taken the place of Sarah Langman, who tore her ACL earlier in the season. Langman, goalkeeper of the year last year. Such a loss, but certainly Annalie Grove has been a great replacement. Couldn't ask for much better. Coming across from Adelaide this season. So we're underway for the second half. Perth Glory with a chance to go into second place on the ladder, and the Mariners a chance to go into first. Mariners 1-0 down against the visitors in their own fortress. They have not lost at home yet this season, the Central Coast Mariners. And for Perth Glory, an opportunity to show the league that they can win away from home. Kate Allman alongside Teresa Polias. T, what do the Mariners need to do this half to get back into it?
Well, I think they were playing pretty well and creating a lot. I think it's just about that composure in the final third at that last pass or shot. Just need to take a second to focus in on the moment.
There was certainly an injection of life into the game after Susan Fonson-Cam volleyed the ball into the net and scored the first. They've only had 2 passes inside the box, Perth, and they've scored 1. Fonson-Cam with the first. Mariners plenty of opportunities, but nothing falling. They need to get Rasmussen involved. Here she is, Rasmussen, the top scorer in the league, Golden Boot race winner, leader. In fact, 8 goals so far. More to come. Shadows falling. That's going to be difficult over that side of Polytech Stadium as Martin steps up on the right. She's taken down Fonson-Cam with an aggressive challenge. Here's McKenna. Dalton sends it into the sun. Zog. Nice touch inside for McKenna to run onto. And it's been the theme of the game. Both sides want to play aggressive on the other defensive line. A lot of transitions, a lot of end-to-end football so far.
The opening minutes, I should say, of the second half are particularly important when you're in the lead. You need to make sure you come out ready to go and fully focused so you can hold your lead and work back into the game.
Here's Gomez. Weaving through traffic, gets to Trimmis. Trimmis goes to the air, trying to find a teammate, can't get to her. It's Janea Dos Santos, who is back into the starting lineup for the Mariners. Of course, been to 2 Junior World Cups, has a lot of experience, takes the place of Tiana Fuller this week. Gomez heads it on. Trying to pass it to herself, can't get there. McKenna stops her, and Westaway sends it away. Here's True. True steps inside. Finds a lane, but nobody home. It's Annalie Grove to collect. Trimmis. Martin back inside, finds McKenna. Gives it away to Perth. Gomez. The challenge is good. Rasmussen trying to be a bit too cute on the receive. Can't turn to go. Crisula distributes out to Martin. Martin tries to go straight through defence. Crisula threads it forward. Gomez was running on, but she can't connect.
Feels like the game's picked up where we left off, really. A few turnovers in the middle of the field. Neither team really nailing that final pass.
Here's Fonsong Cam, the goal scorer. Has to turn the corner and beat Thew. Thew holds the ground, does well. But Tovar is there to collect. Tovar straight to the chest of Martin. Martin hoofs it away. Well, Fonsong Cam went down after trying to turn the corner there. Looks like she might even... No, it's not blood, it is water. This is the wet end of the pitch. So she'll be all right. That's a chip to nobody. And a goal kick for the Mariners.
Well, here's the incident with Fonsong Cam. Baxter Thew. Just strong there and...
Yeah, not much in it.
No, not much at all. I think, if anything, Fonsong Cam ran into her. So, yeah, no malice at all there. Thew was completely unawares.
Perth trying to work her way through the midfield. A little bit more small ball this half. Probably been given some directions to hold possession as they were giving it away early, both teams in the first half. Now Tovar finds a lane through traffic. Can't get to a teammate and finish it off. Rasmussen. Now Fonsong Cam.
See how well organised the Mariners are. They're very hard to break down. That results in Perth having to play a lot of square and backwards passes and not gain a lot of territory. And then they lose a bit of patience and turn it over.
They condense the midfield well, don't they, the Mariners, forcing Perth to come at them. Here comes True. True with players to beat, sends one, launches it towards goal. That goes wide of the post.
And here's True. She's done well at cutting in during this match. Goes for the shot, but nothing enough to trouble Annalie Grove.
The sideline calling for a handball by Annabelle Martin there. It's not given. She will get the throw in. And finds herself in an argument with a few choice words there. Wonder what she's saying.
She's certainly not happy.
Bit of work to do for Corey Babington. His first season as a Ninja A-League coach, he's done pretty well, kept his team right up there at the top of the table. Despite losing a bunch of players, a bunch of older players, the Mariners have stayed in contention all season. Defending champions would love to get back to the finals. Tovar misses, now a shot from distance, and that was going straight to the keeper. Izzy Dalton just has a ping in case.
Yeah, Dalton just mixing things up there, and you saw Bronte True with the follow-up in the case that Grove fumbled, but no, she had very safe hands there.
The Mariners still trying to find Rasmussen in front. They can't get to her. Bauman is going to chase this one down. Janea Dos Santos looking for Rasmussen. Well, that was close. But again, Teresa Morrissey wins the battle.
Yeah, she read that play really well there. Was proactive.
Oh, Martin goes down with an elbow from Fonsong Cam. And I reckon Fonsong Cam is putting a bit of drama into this because from my eye, T, it was all foul by Fonsong Cam.
Well, Taryn King has sprinted up the field to let the referee know it's not a great challenge there.
So referee Anne-Marie Keeley, some strong words, but no cards.
Wow, yeah, no card there.
And Trimis with another opportunity. Her third from this distance, a free kick. Unbelievable. Fonsong Cam will be the first defender.
She's very lucky not to go in the book.
So here's Trimis, curls one, looking for a header, instead finds a purple shirt, and McKenna deals with it. Martin boots it back into the blender, searching for Gomez, and Gomez can't keep it in.
Well, here's that challenge again, and yeah, it's a strong challenge there from behind. And as I said, I think Fonsong Cam is very fortunate not to have picked up a yellow card there.
She toes the line often, Fonsong Cam.
I think she knows it too, Kate.
I reckon she's stepped a little bit over it there. Got very lucky. Strong header by Crisula. O'Donoghue does well. Bauman into the midfield, looking for Gomez. Gomez looking for space. She's taken down. Zog with a tackle. No free. West away. Chips it into the path of True, who can run on and turn around. Got to beat King. And the tackle coming on time by Bauman. Now Prakash uses her body well, stacks on top of the defender and gets it out to Janae Dos Santos, who eyes off Johnson and decides to go backwards. Well, traditionally, Corey Babington, head coach of the Mariners, has liked to keep possession in previous teams, likes to dominate the ball, but he said he's become more flexible in the way he approaches things, and he's happy to let his team play in transition and take their counter-attacking opportunities. The problem is they're not finishing them at the moment.
That's right, and I think in the last couple of minutes, they're actually giving away the ball a lot more than they were in the first half, so that's making it a lot harder for themselves.
Fonsong Cam on the run. Between two Mariners players, got a toe to it, but not enough power. Almost had a second.
And I think they've got that great ability to be ready to lose the ball when they have it, and they're quite organised.
Meanwhile, Stephen Peters has indicated this week he'd be putting a high press on the Mariners. He said we're not going to sit back and let them come to us. That's not in our DNA, and it's certainly what you're seeing in this second half as Crisula turns on the ball.
And that's how Perth scored their goal, isn't it? That high press.
Tew finds Gomez to her advantage. She can take a run. Gomez, oh, clever, through to Trimis, and Trimis can't get to it. Teresa Morrissey saves the day again.
Well, Gomez had all the space here. The Perth defenders dropped off. Nobody closed her down. I was waiting for her to rip a shot of her own, but she played Trimis in, and wonderful goalkeeping once again from Teresa Morrissey.
Just a foot too far, that pass to Trimis. Gomez trying again to go forward through Prakash this time. Now Trimis goes inside, shows the razzle-dazzle. Trimis with a left boot. Morrissey punches the post. You won't get past her easily.
Well, Trimis cuts into the left and goes for it. And I think Morrissey would have been frustrated that she didn't catch that shot there, and she's given away a corner there. But hey, better a corner than a goal against, right?
So some substitutions now coming. Millie Farrow, playing against her former team, comes onto the pitch. She goes on for Dos Santos, and Levin comes on as well. She goes on for Prakash. Fresh legs for the Mariners just in time for this set piece. Prior to this game, the Mariners have led the league in shot conversion. They convert 17%. I reckon their conversion rate has gone down, but can they get something off a set piece here? Ball in from Trimis. Oh, it's straight in! The Olympico! The teenager has levelled things up. Central Coast Mariners are 1-1 with Perth.
Well, it's an amazing goal here. Trimis on the corner here. Here's how she won the corner. It was an error from Morrissey, and you can see why she was so frustrated. But Trimis, this is normally from an in-swinger, from a left-footed cross into the box, but she scored this on her right foot. The tightest angle you are looking at, and she's managed to score the Olympico. That is incredible.
One for the highlight reel for this youngster, Peter Trimis. Adds to her career goals. And what a goal to add. Unbelievable. Her fourth on the season. One of the best you'll see. Another substitute here. Rolla Badawia's coming on. Of course, she comes back from injury. And Clancy Westaway goes off as Wainwright goes on.
Well, I've got so many questions after that goal, Kate. One is, where did Trimis place the ball to actually get it in on that tight angle? And was Morrissey's view obstructed by possible sunlight?
Well, they are looking at a difficult angle. You're so right, T. That's a great call from you, because half the pitch is shrouded in shadow, meaning the sun will be coming over the top and glaring in the eyes of the goalkeeper. So Trimis, clever placement if she has read that. The reverse curl on the right boot. Unbelievable. They go again. Trimis can nearly collect on her heels. Badawia back into the squad after injury. Their top scorer goes forward with O'Donoghue out left. O'Donoghue beats one. Goes into the sun for a shot. Looks for one. O'Donoghue! And sends it wide.
Well, great response from Perth there. Really well worked from O'Donoghue. She fooled one. She fooled her twice and rips a decent shot just wide.
Really decent. Just a foot too far. 11 shots at goal. Mariners, Perth 8. 1-1 on the scoreboard. I reckon the Mariners fans are up and about now. There's a bit more heat in this contest. Johnston sends one flying over the top of everyone. And Grove will just see that over the byline. Farrow with her first touches off the bench. And Levin trying to find her again. Here's Gomez coming at pace. She's on fire now. Rasmussen tees up. And it rebounds back out off a Perth shirt. Krasula goes backwards. Baxter Thew. Back into the melee. Now the end-to-end game that we've watched all day. As Badawia can't get onto it. So Roller Badawia, leading scorer for Glory, has 3 goals. 2 scored on the left boot, 1 on the right. Of course, so experienced around the world. The American played in Europe. Had Div 1 college in the USA. Previously was a Mariners player, now in Perth colours. Gomez uses her body really well. Towing the line of legal. She tries to find a teammate. Badawia goes backwards. Some good passing strung together by Perth here.
Certainly some good possession football there, and great ball out across the field. And that's what they need to make that compact block of the Mariners move.
Johnston finds a way through to Roller Badawia, who can roll and go outside. True. Oh no, left it behind for O'Donoghue. And now the shot from Tovar goes over.
Well, Perth worked that opportunity really well. True put in a good cross here that Krasula didn't deal with. And O'Donoghue tees up Tovar, but we've seen a few of their shots fly over the bar. Just leaning back and getting under the ball. Certainly is game on, end-to-end stuff. Both teams going for it.
Here's O'Donoghue. Johnston. Johnston now, Farrow trying to win back against her former teammates. Sato. This one's stolen by Tamar Levin, who's being held. And that was so clear. I don't know why it took a long time for the referee to see it. She had almost a seatbelt wrapped around her by the defender.
Well, I think the referee delayed the whistle here. You can see the arms wrapped around Levin there. It's a clear foul, but the potential advantage there, perhaps Levin playing a through ball. I think she was waiting in on that.
Wainwright looked for the shot down the line, instead goes back to Johnston. Now Tovar. McKenna can turn the Jets on. Dalton, great ball control. Chips it over to True. True, an opportunity to go in. True looking for the cross. Roller Badawia was right there. Mariners first to it. Gomez. Just clears it. Out of danger.
Another great opportunity for Perth Glory there. True, really good one-on-one work against Bauman. She does it again here.
Here she goes, Bauman doing everything to stay in the contest. True, gets it through her legs. Krasula's there though, the workhorse of the back line. Gomez with an important touch outside. She's appealing for more than just the free kick, and Dalton is disagreeing. There is heat in this contest.
Well, there's the challenge, and look, not too much in it, but enough that it's from behind. Potentially a little clip there.
So Gomez, who is known for playing physically, gets one back from Dalton. Of course, Gomez was serving a suspension last week, having collected 5 yellow cards on the season so far. No yellow cards yet today, so that's a good day out for Gomez. Still time though. Tew. Here's Gomez. Directing traffic. Trimmer steps over and Martin crosses. That's beautiful work. Millie Farrow can't finish, but the build-up was impeccable.
Yeah, brilliant build-up here from the Mariners, and Gomez just delaying the pass to assess the situation. She passes it wide and Farrow gets that opportunity there. She just didn't connect with the ball well enough.
Just slightly behind her as we see a bit of tension rising in the crowd. Crisula involved in the challenge, but the Mariners are going to get the throw in anyway.
It's starting to get a bit physical out there.
Tew finds Crisula, who goes out. The one touch to Martin. Martin turns the brakes on. Gomez. Such reach. Such a rangy attacker, Gomez. Boots it from long distance into the danger zone. It's collected by McKenna. Now O'Donoghue can't keep control. Levin distributing to Martin. Martin still trying to connect with Rasmussen.
Well, aside from the corner that Perth conceded on, I think they've done really well at dealing with those balls into Rasmussen and cutting them off. And the crosses in, I think they've done very well to position themselves to get the ball before the Mariners attackers do.
Johnston looking to cross it through to Badawia. Their star striker. Look at the way Gomez turns as the ball comes to her. She's taken down. Well, we haven't seen a card yet, but there's an appeal, and there it is, the yellow card shown.
Well, McKenna this time, as she's recovering, apologies. Johnston with the yellow there. Undeniable. And the first yellow comes out. Apologies, it's Wainwright.
They all wear their hair the same, T, and it happens. As we see the kick in from the corner at the other end. I mean, any of those players has been involved in physical challenges, by the way. Johnston has come close on a number of occasions. First one goes to Wainwright. Unlucky for Wainwright, really, having seen some of the other challenges.
Yeah, been pretty clean as a whistle at the rest of the game. So I think the referee had enough. And it's a warning to all, really. When you see that yellow ticket come up, you know everyone's really on notice.
There's a player in Perth colours down. Looks like Tovar clutching at her knee. And she's going to receive some attention. Let's take a look at where it happened.
Oh, yeah, just the Baxter Thew just treading on the toes of Tovar there. It's always super painful.
You have to worry every time a player goes down and clutches at their knee. The Mariners know that too well with 3 players out. Having done ACLs, they'll take an opportunity to have a drinks break.
And they'll get a bit of coaching instruction as well. Both teams very much in this. The momentum swinging both ways, so coaches want to tweak a few things to try and advantage their own teams.
So Baxter Thew comes away with a yellow card after that. Emma Tovar is up on her feet. looks to be okay. You're right, probably just a stinger from the studs in the boot.
Well, she'll want to keep moving now because the more you stop, that's when it seizes up and gets really painful. So she'll want to keep on the move, Tova.
So Izzy Dalton, the captain, to take this free kick. It's a high ball to the edge of the box. It's booted away. Baxter Hugh, who just got that yellow card. Now a battle between Rasmussen and Johnston. And Rasmussen has the reach. Sends it inside for Gomez. Gomez had a look at goal, but instead tees up Trimmis. Trimmis has an opportunity, but she gives it to Rasmussen! Annalise Rasmussen, leading Golden Boot scorer, adds another, but she's offside. The crowd and we were on our feet.
We were on our feet. What a player to watch. That was all Rasmussen, and you can see the ball in. Oh, good call. That's a good call from the lineswoman. Just offside. It's a close call, but you can see her feet were planted behind that defender, and if she just held up her run slightly, ever so slightly, it'd be a different story.
It's O'Donoghue at the other end, finds herself in front of the keeper. O'Donoghue taps it inside, backward pass to Rolla Badawia, who can't keep it down. Well, that is about as good as you get for an assist.
That was incredible. What a cutback from O'Donoghue. She's so crafty in the box. And Badawia will be filthy on herself. She blasts it over, and she knows what an opportunity she just missed. But that's
what a return it would have been as well.
Another one blasted over the ball, over the bar for Perth. And I mean, I think we know what the focus will be during finishing after this match during the week.
Keeping the ball down, certainly going to be a few drills in training about that. There's still a game on here. Just over 10 minutes to go. Both teams with opportunities, both teams with hunger for goals. Both teams with just the one so far. True loses her feet, somehow keeps possession. Dalton. Sato goes forward. Little tug on the shirt from Krasula, gets away with it. As O'Donoghue passes out to Johnston. Johnston looks for True to run on. Bauman's got to be clever here. Bauman holds possession, uses the body really well. Dangerous pass inside, but there's no Mariners to pressure Krasula. Tew. And that's stolen away. Now Glory can get on the ball, and O'Donoghue can get on goal if she just had a bit more power. Now they're thinking about it too much, T. They don't want to send it over the crossbar.
Well, this one's from distance. O'Donoghue goes for it, and not enough to trouble Grove there, but you can see Perth, they're playing with more courage now. They're trying different things in the middle. They're playing the ball forward more, and they're getting more shots for it. So really promising signs from the Glory.
So Bauman loops a ball over, looking for Rasmussen. Gomez can run onto it. Gomez sets up Trimis again. Trimis back inside. Oh, no! Rasmussen just can't get it right today.
Well, she's taken a bit of a leaflet out of the Perth Glory book there. Great build-up. Gomez linking up with Trimis again, and great cross from Trimis. She found exactly who she needed to find, but Rasmussen, uncharacteristic there. She normally gets the job done, and she skied it over, just took her eyes off the ball at the last second, and she's blasted it over.
We were talking before the game started, T, about how much you've enjoyed watching Rasmussen, and with her season, how it's gone with the 8 goals, she has been looking like a potential bolter for the Matildas before the Asian Cup. This game is not helping her out.
Look, she has been probably my favourite player to watch in the competition this season. Her development in this league has been phenomenal, and look, you know, you don't write yourself off after one game. I don't think she's had a bad game. I think it's just been chances that she hasn't finished, and she's still young. So, you know what? It's a good learning curve, I think, for Rasmussen. I think she's maybe let the frustrations get the better for her in this game. But you know what? She's going to keep going. This is not the last effort she'll have in this match, and certainly not over. And I think she'll keep trying to get on the score sheet.
You love to watch a player who's hungry for goals. Bronte True is hungry to get it down the Perth Glory end. And that's football, isn't it? Sometimes things do not fall your way. It hasn't fallen the way of Rasmussen. So we take a look at the next substitute being made. Liz Barwick-Gray is going to come on. One of the legends in this team. Spent 10 years away from the A-League, came back this season and has been dominant in defence for the Mariners.
She certainly has. Great journey back into the league for Barwick-Gray. She started as a number 9, a striker, and now finds herself at the centre back. So
sort of the journey for a lot of players.
Certainly,
you and I have probably made that journey. I certainly have.
They say, yeah, as you get older, you make your way back slowly. But
here's O'Donoghue. Oh, lovely to herself. Now Roller Badaweer can tee up a teammate. She didn't shoot Badaweer. Thought about it too long. Now she's got to beat Martin. Martin won't be beaten easily. Dalton. Wainwright. Can't connect with a teammate. Millie Farrow can chase this down. Farrow. Here's Zog. Goes out wide, trying to set up Johnston. Johnston can take a run. Everyone's looking pretty gassed in defence. Bauman gets to it. True. Johnston. A little 1-2. That's given away to the Mariners. Gomez trips over the ball. And Johnston and Gomez go down after that challenge.
it was a trademark turn there from Gomez, and a one-on-one duel, and perhaps the legs just got tangled up there in an awkward fall. Perhaps cramp. You always know it's cramp when a player's getting stretched, and normally towards the end of the game you tend to cramp up.
It was an awkward one. She twisted her foot on the ball, Gomez, and we know she has a bit of a history with knee injuries, not the ACL last season, but it was the ligament strain. She's getting the pickle juice.
There you go.
Well, here's a look at how impactful Izzy Gomez has been. She's been great today, such a distributor.
She certainly is, and transitioning forward, so hard to stop, but always looking to play that ball in behind to one of her attacking players that she works so well with, particularly Peter Trimis. The chemistry she has with Trimis is outstanding, and really damages teams. So up she gets, and hopefully Johnston's up as well.
Leading the field 12, Bronte True, replaced by 25.
Ella Lincoln's going to come on for Bronte True on the Perth Glory side. Another substitution, final 5 minutes. An opportunity to break the deadlock. Can Lincoln be the change they need? Scored the 3rd goal last week. Pulled the Sam Kerr backflip to celebrate at home in Perth. So an important change. 3 points, really important for both sides. Ladder positions on the line. And Roller Batawia in space. Here they come, Perth Glory.
Well, it's an attacking change from Perth, so you know what their intent is. They're going for this game.
Well, it's been talked about so much. Perth cannot win away from home. They want to make a statement today. It's their opportunity to keep momentum.
Well, I think they've had a good performance away from home today. They just want the result to match. They're desperate.
Meanwhile, the Mariners hate to drop points in their own home. Polytech Stadium has been a fortress for them. They've not lost here all season. They don't want to change things. Ball to the head of Tovar. A stinger on the cheek as Bauman goes forward. 11 steps over. Farrow nearly loses her footing. The referee's just going to stop things to check everything's okay with Emma Tovar, who earlier went down. Of course, this is the 2nd time.
Yeah, that's a stinger there for Tovar.
It's almost glanced off the shoulder into her own face. You know, when it's wet, sometimes there's a little bit of grass on the ball that can flick up into your eye and really sting.
I think that's what's happened here. It's very painful and annoying, to be quite
So
honest.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to check her vision. Emma Tovar. So both teams 1-1. Both teams have a chance to take a little breather here. But what's being said in the huddles on the sideline between the coaches, T?
Well, I think both teams have had good bits of momentum where they could have capitalised, and the coaches, I think, will just be spurring them on to keep going. Take your chances, because both teams have had them, and Perth will be disappointed with a few of their shots that they've blasted over the bar. The Mariners, I think, will be saying, don't get frustrated. Use that energy to keep going and continue to create chances. Keep your head up, Rasmussen in particular.
Here's Zog. Dalton has to get rid of it fast. It's forced a turnover. Mariners take possession. Barwick Gray. And there's a free kick awarded. We approach the final minutes. There'll be a bit of injury time. We've had a lot of stoppages. And we will get 6 minutes of injury time to add. So plenty of time for both sides. Need to not rush. Levin controls it. Sends it out to their favourite target on the right, Trimus, who's locked in a battle and loses the ball. Tovar, clever chip. And it's gone out. So Taryn King, captain of the Mariners, trying to send her team into first place. Ball sent towards the goal box, headed away. Barwick Gray follows up. Here's Millie Farrow. Farrow. Lovely pass. Trimmis a little wide again. She's got to keep it in. Does so. Great ball back to Krasula. Trying to thread the needle through. And it's interrupted by O'Donoghue. Strong contest by Roller Badawir. Now she can gallop away. Badawir unseats the defender and sends one across. They can take a shot here. Perth Glory going for glory. They won't get it, not on that occasion. Throw in. Deep in the corner. Barwick Gray, oh, she's pulled down by O'Donoghue there. That's cheeky. And there's heat in this contest.
It certainly is, and O'Donoghue's lucky not to have picked up a yellow there. That's not in the spirit of the game there.
A chance again for Perth Glory. The tackle, a crucial one, was Charlie Wainwright coming at pace. And Liz Barwick Gray shows her vintage and why she's still one of the best defenders in the league. Look at that.
What a tackle there. Strong. And at this point in the match when the fatigue set in, outstanding.
Yahtzee player. There's Julia Sardo on the sideline. So we see the throw in. Sardo's off, Anderson is on, fresh legs, trying to spark something for Perth Glory. To spark something is Gomez for the Mariners. Levin is outside. She'll collect it. Got to beat Johnston here. Little razzle dazzle. Turns the corner. Still got it. Levin. Still got it. The chip shot to the hands of the keeper, Teresa Morrissey. But that was an unbelievable piece of possession by this player.
Well, Levin, we know how crafty she is on the ball, and she spins, takes on another and a third, and just couldn't get the connection on the shot there. And there's no way that's going to beat Morrissey today.
So calm on the ball with Levin, despite being under siege. Here's Taryn King, straight through to Gomez. They're just leaving that gap open, that lane for Gomez. And this goes back to Morrissey, but Gomez has gone down.
Well, she went down with cramp earlier.
Or she's pulled up like it's a hamstring or something. Pulled up short before she got to the ball. I wonder if...
Hopefully cramp again. She's walking off pretty comfortably.
I mean, it's overcast, but it is humid here.
It's the humidity, yeah.
And that can really have impact with cramps and hydration. Had the pickle juice earlier, one of your favourites, T.
I don't think it was around in my time.
Kath Canuli said she would take her grandmother's pickle
Homemade
jar
pickle juice,
and drink the juice. And I think it's just the same. So whatever you brand it.
I don't think anything would beat Nonna's pickle juice.
I think it's probably a magic potion. Under 3 minutes to play in injury time. Scores level. Top 6 teams battling it out. Round 13, the business end of the season. Playing for ladder position. And Perth Glory playing to show the world that they can win away from home. Here's an opportunity. Nobody home to collect it, though. Mariners go out wide. Krasula takes a run. Johnston gets a toe to it first. Glory still trying to find their star striker, Roller Badawir. And the Mariners still trying to find theirs in Rasmussen. Krasula with O'Donoghue on her heels. Sends it out for Bauman. Bauman can run onto it. Bauman sends the cross in. Zog is first to it. And Lincoln is going to send that over the sideline and give her team an opportunity to come back and defend. They want to play quick though, the Mariners. Here's Millie Farrow. Dispossessed. All of the players in Perth Glory's defensive end. Perth taking a little while to come out and meet the ball now. Fatigue starting to set in. Here's Liz Barwick-Gray. Trying to find Gomez. Dalton. Badawia trips over. And a free kick awarded. Here's a long ball forward, and that's gone straight out into touch. They continue to play end-to-end football deep in injury time. And it looks like we might even share the points here if nothing can happen soon. Bauman. Now Zog. And there it is. A fitting end to what has been an unbelievable contest here in Gosford between two teams that want to prove it to everyone that they are finals contenders. Gomez involved in so many attacking opportunities. Perth Glory with their chances, the Mariners too, momentum swings, and 1 goal apiece. It feels fitting.
I think so, Kate. I think it was a tight, physical match between two of the competition's finals contenders. I really believe these are two of the best teams in the competition, and what we saw today was a real battle.
So that puts Perth Glory up into 5th position, tied on points with the Newcastle Jets. That is how tight the ladder is, T. And for the Central Coast Mariners, they go equal 2nd with Canberra United. So at full time here in Gosford, Central Coast Mariners draw level 1-1 with Perth Glory. Let's take a look at the biggest moments of the match, and it was the Mariners for the first half have had most of the possession and most of the opportunities.
Yeah, I feel like they almost frustrated themselves out of the game, particularly that first half. They had really clear-cut opportunities. Rasmussen with a couple really big chances that she missed, and Trimis really confident, not afraid to take a shot, which was really good to see from her. But you know, at the end of the day, I think the Mariners would have wished to have put